All right, y'all. First things first. For the dreams and visions and psychic stuff, here we go. Oil is the currency of the world. If you haven't noticed, the $100 that they keep from you when you get gas on a credit card has been like the new thing. They basically hold on to your money. What they're doing is basically that is their insurance. So one day, if we're all getting gas and they know where their money is and it's up on the up and up, they would technically be able to hold that money until further notice. So I wanted you guys to know that try to use cash when you're getting gas. Smoking machines that Americans have all made, cigarettes obsolete until further notice or war. The United States government has assisted the political refugees of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India, or refugees of the Kashmir Mountains. These refugees have made a lot of money off of the Americans' backs by no other reason but that the American government has been begun a civil war of preparations. Um, that intelligence formations will come out of these places, and you guys will just see that for yourself. The petrodollar and tax money being controlled by the Russian mobs. The Russian mob has taken over casinos. I don't know if you guys have known that or not, but if you go into Atlantic City or into Vegas, the Russian mob, they do their thing. Thankfully for the Russian teams, they have pushed out the Chinese buyers, and Chinese buyers are trying to buy land in Vegas and everywhere else. So the lesser of the two, I'd rather go with the Russians. So here's the dream and vision, and I'll get to that now. The dream and vision, I'm on a couch in my grandparents' living room. It was a long time ago. The Olympics is going on. I come back from the kitchen after getting some cookies and milk, and I saw an infamous Sammy Salo event when he got hit in the ear by a puck. Puck ends up rolling into the net, just rolling. It was nothing I had ever seen before. But the true pre-90s, type of NHL thing. Um, all of a sudden, the room where the phone was in the diving room, everything went silver, went transparent. It was transparent light. Then I was walking. I looked, then seemed to see everyone was out of bed. They were outside. Um, a five shows up, and then it burns into two. It actually exploded. The five actually exploded, but whatever. Four shows up and melts, turning everything into rain. Uh, Three crumbles and breaks into rocks. Two turns into a spiral black hole, pulling unknown objects into it. So we expect to see one, but instead it says one in 1 in the morning, 23 seconds and 45. Then a bright light turned on. It was like as if it was daytime. And all of a sudden, then it was pitch black. No cars, no street lights, no military hardware. Jets are falling from the sky. Helicopters are falling out of the sky. Even private Cessnas, just everything. Airplanes are just falling all over the place. Everything becomes pitch black. Somebody points out next to the moon a triangular what looked like a door. It seems partially open, but not enough to get anything out. A light is pointing out of it, as if it's light on the other side of this door. These beings, they look like monsters, and they're trying to pull this door open. They had smaller beings with vehicles also trying to open this door. All of a sudden, the sky seemed to have large triangles. They were more dense than the clouds. As the clouds almost became born, they're showing relics. Then they showed stories, sequences, stories like Adam and Eve, then Solomon's demons in First Kings. Something said like, "In heaven, God is always served. You will not be able to get married to anyone but Jesus in heaven. For a husband and wife, do as you do will. After we create a new Eden, Eden will be introduced as to the creations that were made for it. After being lied to about dying, you surely now will not die. If you ever go to an indoor event, like hockey or basketball. Um, a big scoreboard became over top of everybody. That's how I saw it above us all. So the next thing that happened was men and women were being shown infidelities in truth. Other things were showing, like cops, stealing, hurting people in different ways, making up stories, putting drugs in their bags, all that kind of stuff. So these cops, they start blowing their heads off. Um, Preachers and their lies, these snakes end up going inside their mouths and into their intestines and come back up and just are basically sitting on their tongues. Um, as men tried to gag it out, women and their non-husbands who they followed into bed, ruining their families, not thinking of the children. Except my parents, they raised me. I'm sure they can raise my kids. The men who have, showed up for their booty calls and their girlfriends are now pulling up to these houses to, get to their, other family. One woman seemed married and wanted kids with these men. Immediately, she went into labor. The men have a choice. Um, they can stick around, or they start picking up guns and start committing suicide. One after another, these men were committing suicide. Even these pregnant women who are not have the babies have not come out of them, they're committing suicide. Um, So then the people start to see nobody's telling the truth. The scoreboard shows man 5, God 0. Then everyone's favorite newscaster, sports, local, international. Um, as I saw, it was just everybody's favorite caster that you would actually listen to. Um, so, no doubt, the face you trust, a large buildup of catastrophic equipment has been organized and is being prepped for unknown forces without misunderstanding. Prepare every known life to prepare a choice between aliens at our gates. Last time seen during the birth of the Nazarene. Uh, that was the last time they were at our gates. Last time seen during the birth of the Nazarene. Um, 33 years later, this planet crossed the sun, causing a great earthquake during the crucifixion, which made the sun go black for several hours into the night. The sun had not been seen again until what the Manchurian said into the next day. These messages are from the outer deep. They're being received. They're being expressed to the people to be treated. These people are only being treated just like Job, treated as a leper, whom lost their truth by which their families attacked them. Their loved ones attacked them, wouldn't believe them, um, told them they were liars, that this is not the truth. They were not even allowed to be at the table. Their families, and this was their family's only hope. They're not welcome this time. They're not coming to dinner this year. Well, guess what? This time it's the rapture. The word rapture has occurred. We have returned without notice. We have brought judgment and personal understanding of the origin by living standards, currently as lived while knowing human rule breaking and the standards they use. By order and decree of the heavens passed to receive rules by the human standard of God's, people by Abraham's accord. All of a sudden, behind the moon, you would see a huge angel. Now, the moon is red. The angel is coming up. He's now turning red behind the moon. I guess it's the eclipse. His armor's red. His face mask is turning red. And the long spear, it was as if it was turning red and blood was coming off of it. Um, and then pretty much I woke up. I was punching and screaming, so I got woken up. I would have rather have been there for a little bit more, but that's what the dream was. So I wanted to tell you guys about this. I love you guys, and I will have more for you. But yeah, no, I need to get these to you guys ASAP. So I'd like to go live tonight. Let me know what you guys feel. If you guys are into it, I'm into it. I'll talk to y'all soon.